Secularism is a simple proposition. It's the idea that the way that we organise ourselves politically, in nations or even internationally, shouldn't privilege or discriminate against anyone because of their religious or non-religious beliefs.
So people are perfectly entitled to believe whatever they like in private, but that should not have a particular influence on the politics of a society.
It's about separating religion from the state.
Secularism is in the best interest of everyone, I believe.
Tolerance, it comes out of secularism to my mind.
If you want to maximise religious freedom, and indeed the freedom of religious practice, as long as it doesn't interfere with the rights and freedoms of others, then the best guarantor of that is a secular liberal democracy.
Catholics and Christians and whoever else may wrongfully think that secularists are anti-religion.
It's not a position which is anti-religion.
It's not about there being no religion. We're not asking to end religion.
I certainly don't intend to stamp any religions out. That's not what I want. That's not what I think secularism is all about. It's about keeping religion away from power.
It is a campaign to draw people of faith and no faith together.
Lots of religious people are also secularists. It's really important for humanists and religious people to work together.
People of religious belief and people with no religious belief can interact as equals.
The separation of church and state not only benefits the state, but it benefits the church or synagogue and mosque.
Religion should realise that for its own safety, secularism is its best friend.
You don't want religious rule of any kind anymore, and the only way to tell the politicians this is to go out onto the street and show them.
Apathy is a problem, and I think it's especially a problem with respect to religion, because many people will say, oh, it's harmless, let people believe what they like. But of course it's not harmless, because they don't refrain from interfering in other people's lives.
No matter how large a religious majority is, the human rights of minorities should never be ignored and should be protected.
It should not be allowed to influence the decisions of individuals, and it should not be allowed to influence the decisions, even more importantly perhaps, of governments.
I would like to see the people who are making decisions not to be overtly ruled by traditional dogma.
This matters for all of our futures.
Secularism has to prevail, because we've seen what the churches are like when they have judicial authority.
It is important. If these people only ever go on one march in their lives, that they should come on this march.
The idea of secularism is actually becoming a worldwide phenomenon now.
What we want people to do is get out and peacefully demonstrate a commitment to principle.
We know that they are not going to give up, and neither should we.
Come out in September to protest against religious influence, to march in favour of secularism.
I think it's so important, I can't tell you how important I think it is, that we all turn out on this rally and we say, look, enough is enough.
Come out in September and march with us, because secularism matters. Wherever you are in the country, whatever your own religion or non-religion.
Show them that we object to this. If we all sit at home and say nothing, they're going to say, look, nobody minds. They're going to use it to persuade the politicians that the public don't mind.
What we'll have is a large number of people who stand up for their beliefs and actually show the government that this is what's important to us.
Come out in September and march with us, because secularism is really important. We need to protect our inclusive liberal society.
To make it happen, you have to turn out.
Everybody who believes that the church and the state should be kept apart will be welcome on the march. It'll be lovely to see people there.
If you want to defend women's rights, if you want to defend children's rights, if you want to defend all the human rights and the secular freedoms of a liberal democracy that this continent stands for, then you couldn't do better than march for a secular Europe this September.